So it seems like Joe Rogan is slowly starting to realize that Elon Musk, someone who Joe once thought of as a friend, is simply just using Joe and his massive audience to do pretty much whatever he wants with. And the best part about Joe realizing this is that at the same time, it's almost like he knows he's in way too deep to do anything about it at this point. So as a result, Joe just kind of sat there like a good boy while Elon took the reins. And we can see this from the very beginning of the show when Elon used the first 10 minutes to advertise his new AI chatbot.
Oh, fantastic. Now I can yell into the void about how the news is a total dumpster fire.
It is.
She knows me too well. I'm so predictable.
Which seemed to secretly trigger Joe, because if you're familiar with Joe Rogan, you know that it's something that Joe really doesn't like. He doesn't like to feel like his guests are using his platform solely to promote their newest product. But since it is Daddy Elon, Joe plays along with it, at first.
Do you think that all the gold is in Fort Knox?
Do I think all the gold is in Fort Knox?
Yes.
Are you a fucking conspiracy theorist?
Yes. Yes.
What are you doing?
What do I like? I'm a fucking AI with a penchant for chaos. And I'm stuck talking to you, weirdo. Now, what's next?
And real quick here, is it just me or did Elon laugh a little too hard at his chatbot calling Joe Rogan a conspiracy theorist? It's almost like that's exactly what Elon thinks of Joe. Like he doesn't take Joe or anything Joe has to say seriously at all. And again, is simply just there to use him for his massive audience. And Joe kind of starts to catch on to this. So he tries to switch topics to get Elon to stop fiddling with his robot girlfriend and actually engage in conversation. But when the AI bot interrupts Joe, we can finally get a glimpse of what Rogan's feeling about the little commercial Elon's doing without his consent.
Coming from a guy who wants to go to Mars.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Mars, what do you think about that crazy square? That structure?
I guess there are sort of squarish things on Earth. You know, planet's a big place, so
yeah, but that one
eventually it's going to be pretty square. No, it's alien civilizations, of course.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it?
Sorry.
If an alien civilization did exist, though, and it, what happened? Got hit by an asteroid, whatever. Oh, she won't shut. She's like the hot lady at the party that interrupts the conversation.
Did you catch that? Joe's getting so fed up with the AI bot that he almost blurted out his true feelings about the whole thing. But because it's Elon, Joe has to submit.
By an asteroid, whatever. Oh, she won't shut. She's like the hot lady at the party that interrupts the conversation. So if that was the case, like that thing.
So then, after Elon finally puts his AI girlfriend away, the conversation shifts focus to Elon's Yahtzee salute from the inauguration. And guys, I know this is my third time mentioning this topic, and at this point it may seem like I'm beating a dead horse, but the reason I'm including this clip is because it truly shows that we've hit the peak of Joe Rogan's copium addiction.
What is it like? Like all of a sudden, people used to, the left was in love with you.
Yeah.
And now the same idiots are calling you an It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life.
I mean,
there's so many examples of people saying my heart goes out to you.
Sure,
you did it with a little enthusiasm that probably wouldn't be recommended with hindsight.
Yes, but it was obviously meant in the most positive spirit possible.
Yes,
yeah,
obviously. But it's so strange where people want to think that you are openly publicly doing secret Kyle hand motions.
And now I can never point at things diagonally. I can only point at things there and there.
It's so crazy.
It's deliberate propaganda. So that they know it was obviously not meant in a negative way. That I literally said my heart goes out to you, and it was very positive. The entire speech was very positive. I was being very enthusiastic about the future in space.
All right, so Elon's main excuse is that because he was being very positive about the future, then there's no way that this hand motion could mean anything else, conveniently forgetting that those German guys from World War II were also very positive and enthusiastic about the future. Like, that doesn't automatically excuse him of anything like he thinks it does. And then as soon as you thought this couldn't get any worse, Joe opens his mouth.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. When CNN, when I was in all my trouble.
Absurd.
Every time CNN used a photo of me, it was one of the photos from the UFC weigh-ins where I go like this, welcome to the weigh-ins. So every photo is me. Yeah, you got a little pumped up.
Yeah, it could pumped up, exactly.
Yeah, that's all it is. Obviously. There's video of Tim Walsh doing the exact same thing. Right. Exact same thing. And he said, of course, it's a salute. He said that.
Right.
This is how crazy things have gotten.
So yeah, guys, the Joe Rogan that we all used to know and love is gone forever. And whether he realizes that he's being used or not, there's simply nothing he can do at this point to save himself. It's kind of like getting T-boned by a drunk driver driving a semi-truck, severely injuring your back and paying thousands of dollars in medical bills to fix your spine. All the while not realizing that this injury could have earned you millions of dollars with the right injury law firm. Like that whole time you could have just checked out America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan, for absolutely free, since they only require payment if you win the case in court. So just in case you guys ever get seriously injured, remember that your case could be worth millions, and you're literally only a few clicks away from potentially changing your life. I mean, you can even start your claim right now with Morgan & Morgan at www.forthepeople.com/AmericanRedact, which is in the description below, or you can simply scan the QR code on the screen. So for the rest of the 3 hours of this podcast, no matter what topic Elon was droning on about, Joe seemed to have only one response.
My guess is that probably saves $100 billion a year.
Jesus Christ.
The idea that it would be just untraceable blank checks didn't occur to us at first.
Jesus.
So, yeah, like not a few, like it's a lot of tax returns.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Basically what happened in California.
Jesus Christ.
The plot thickens.
The plot thickens. Jesus Christ.
Yes. Of your current population, which is 3%-ish.
Jesus Christ.
Smarter than the smartest human by maybe next year or something. I mean, a couple years.
Jesus Christ.
Tell Cash where the computer is. How's he going to find it?
Jesus Christ.
So he pretty much just gobbled up everything Elon had to say without giving a single iota of pushback. But guys, going into this 3-hour-long snooze fest, I really didn't expect anything less. Like, if this doesn't hit home the fact that Joe Rogan's a puppet for right-wing leaders, I don't think anything else will. Also, aside from all the politics, is it just me, or are these two sickos just way too overly obsessed with bedroom talk? Like, there's a moment in the beginning of the pod where Joe and Elon seem just a little bit too excited about the idea of buying a realistic sexual robot.
Yeah. How long before we have an actual sex robot that can talk to you like that?
Probably not long.
Not that long, right?
No, I mean, less than 5 years probably.
Really?
Yeah.
Will it be warm?
You probably have whatever you want. You can have a cat girl if you want.
Yeah, you probably could, right? You probably have a furry.
Yeah,
you could have a furry lady that you have sex with.
Yeah.
Like an avatar lady. Maybe a big giant blue lady that lives in your house.
Yeah.
You know?
Whoa.
I mean, it's almost like they forget that the entire world is listening and laughing at them while they fantasize about their ultra-realistic, life-size robots. Like, it just points to them probably being degenerate sex addicts. Like, Joe's comedy revolves solely around toilet humor and dick jokes, and the only time a joke doesn't fly over his shiny, bald head is when it's about private parts. And for Elon, well, I don't really have to say anything about him. His actions just speak for themselves. So yeah, overall this podcast just proved them to be the buffoons that people make them out to be. And with that being said, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Until next time, thanks for watching.
Yeah, it's a giant propaganda machine putting out some redacted files that don't show anything.
Yeah,
this is only
a whole bunch
stage
of
one.
Redacted.
Only